Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Esteemed Gentleman podcast for Monday, August 2nd. I'm your host, Scott Labrie. Joined alongside me, we have Uncle Teabag, Tyler Sunt.
Good day, sir.
Good day. And we have all day Eric Deshane in the house.
Hello.
We're all a little bit low key today.
A little bit subtle. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a nice little fire at Tyler's house last night. So
Yeah, it was nice.
Good little visit last night. It was nice.
Good night
for it too.
Good convo. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. It was nice.
Started off like hot, but then once it cooled
off.
down, it was pretty nice.
It was perfect. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Few beverages.
Mm-hmm.
Got a hangnail. Anyways, it's Monday. Ask us anything Monday.
Yeah.
We got a few questions here, so let's dive into it, shall we? First one here. We got a couple here from Cameron. First one is, have you guys checked out the Fear Street trilogy on Netflix, or have any fond memories reading Fear Street or Goosebump novels?
Ooh.
Yes, I did watch all three movies.
Yeah, Tyler, you keep talking about the first one. Yeah.
The last podcast. Yeah. And I really liked them actually, and I have lots of fond memories reading the Goosebumps movies or books. Sorry. And I just remember they all had like the same formula, the same template, and saw Carly creeping.
Yeah.
She really brought her head down.
Yeah.
You can come down.
Yeah.
And I remember like at the end of each chapter, it always left on a cliffhanger every single time, and it was all very formulaic, like every single time. So I still enjoyed it. They were pretty creative. I don't remember the Fear Street stuff though. I don't remember these books. I don't.
No, same. I didn't know that was an option. I thought it was just a series that Netflix picked up as it's like a new IP they're using, but I didn't know it was actual a book series or something.
Did he write them like way later or something like that? Maybe.
I'm not sure.
Because like if you think like hey, R.L. Stein, the guy who did Goosebumps, he's coming out with new books.
An actual horror book,
big news.
Yeah. Yeah.
But maybe because he was all shoehorned into the whole kids side of it, maybe he wasn't as picked up as big as it should have been because he was very much a kids horror novelist, not so much a serious novelist. So yeah, maybe that's why. But
I never liked scary things growing up, so I stayed away from the Goosebumps books. Plus, I didn't like reading either. I mean, I watched some of the TV show of Goosebumps.
Yeah,
and usually regretted doing that because it's like it's too scary. Like the the wooden dummy ones.
Oh,
yeah,
the
Slappy
one.
Yeah,
Slappy the doll. Yeah. He's possessed. Those were the best books because he made a few appearances in different books and.
I did a few characters like the same for them. Like they kind of played for a few series of those. I remember those. I remember the puppet one. I remember the goblin mask one, the green mask one, the grandma's pudding, the slime monster 2-in-1. There was a few I remember reading.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, he's actually like, the photos of those books were always like it's a little scary, but I mean once you read them, like okay, it's not that bad.
They're not that.
Yeah,
that's scary. I remember the one that I really enjoyed was like the big robotic like ant thing that was like at the carnival and like the machine started like coming to life and yeah, that was cool. I don't remember exactly what happened. I just remember like key little parts of it.
Yeah, I also remember watching this show quite a bit too as well. And then also had Are You Afraid of the Dark as well too at the same time. And we were watching both those shows and yeah, same thing as a kid, like, oh, this is kind of scary. But now you watch old clips on YouTube, like, what the fuck is this shit? What the hell?
Oh, it's so dated. Yeah.
So dated, so
it didn't
cheesy.
Hold up well.
So bad. It's like, okay, this is definitely aimed for a much younger audience because as an adult watching it, like, this is so dumb.
Yeah. But at the time, it was.
Yeah, at the time, it was great. Yeah. And yeah, remember we got like a salad dish and then we were watching that and like, yeah, this is scary shit. Yeah, watching it in Ryan's basement and lights off and being little chicken shits at like 13, 12 years old.
Yeah. If either Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark came on TV, I couldn't change the channel fast enough. I was like, nope.
Oh wow.
When's Pokemon on?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Next one here from Cameron. He says, "What's a bad movie that deserves to be remade?"
I'm trying to think about
Star Wars.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I was thinking of that too as well. I was thinking,
that'd be a good one.
I
I
think
have
that'd be a
more.
good new franchise to try again.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think.
the new Snake Eyes is coming out here right away too, as well. So
Yeah,
that's
which
kind of a
looks
rebound. It looks good. Yeah. It still looks like the typical, PG
Yeah.
ninja violence, where it's like, yeah, they're fighting but not really fighting. Yeah, it's like there's
right.
no, yeah. So it's like, okay, well, this looks campy, but still looks like a good series. I wouldn't mind checking out because I did enjoy the newer remakes. They were campy and dumb, but I don't know. I
The
thought I
second
didn't.
one was
Second one was
awful
terrible. First one I
with the
enjoyed a
Rock
lot.
death. Like
Yeah.
the action was great, the effects were
Mhm.
good, but just like didn't
Yeah.
make no sense. Like, what
No.
are you doing?
Yeah, it was that. And I think it was also because of schedulings and certain personnel they couldn't have for so long and had to kill them off and stuff like that. It's like, okay, this is just getting ridiculous and dumb.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of
And
another movie
yeah,
that I watched I really wanted to be really good and it just wasn't. Well, Avatar.
yeah, but I mean
If they're
that
gonna,
series
but
you could
does that need to be made into a movie, or should
no.
we just leave it as the series? Or
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at too. You're condensing a series, a season's worth of stuff into a 2 hour movie. It just couldn't do it justice, right? So
Mhm.
he was biting off way more he could chew. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's doomed. To me that movie was doomed to fail. The concept of it is just there's too much to cut down, and just experience it within 90 minutes. You just couldn't do it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of one too. One I know that I wanted to see get remade well. That's well, not a bad movie. RoboCop, the original '80 ones. Like, oh, cool, they're making a sequel for it. Like, oh, cool, like that. What else could they do with that? And it just fucking bombed. It was terrible, and
yeah, it's
I'm like,
PG. Like
PG,
what?
like what the like? It was a hard R
I
for a
remember when I was a kid and
reason.
watching that, like, oh, my parents
Yeah,
like, oh, it's RoboCop, it's cheesy, it's gonna be, and then
yeah,
the first scene is the guy getting shot and blown apart and like,
yep.
and
Murphy
then
just
slapped together in a machine and like dismemberment, and I'm just like,
yeah.
my parents like, oh, we can't be showing our kids this, and it was amazing, man.
Yeah, so like, oh, cool, like but they played it so friggin' safe and so
Oh
just
yeah,
it's only by the name. It's not even related to all the original '80s ones anymore. It's just like, what the frick?
right, and it was
It's such a
super
good,
sleek and like so
yeah,
basic, like, and had that
yeah,
stupid sheen of that PG garbage.
yeah, that
Like with the Total Recall remake that they did
that
with
too.
the
Yeah, the
same
other one.
idea, like
Yeah,
that was the same thing, right? Well,
yeah,
that's all Paul Verhoeven's movies. They always get fucking remade into PG
hmm
garbage.
yeah.
Not that his
It's,
movies were, amazing.
they
They were
weren't.
good. They
They
were
were
good.
good. Yeah,
They were good, but
hmm
yeah, stick to the campy
hmm
R stuff, man. Come on. Yeah, RoboCop, that's a good one. I
yeah.
really want somebody that will pay homage to the original,
Homage. Yep.
homage, and keep
Yep.
it gritty, dark.
That's why when they made the Dread, to me that was like a perfect
Yeah.
one. That was a good like yeah. That movie with Schwarzenegger with I was
Well,
figure Stallone was yeah. It was a sign of the times. It was very '90s and very
it's
safe in
good
that
though.
sense, but wasn't. It was good. But
It
then
was
the
good.
newer one
Yeah.
with Carl Urban was like, yeah, this is actual like this is
Oh,
how Dread is.
yeah.
This is how it is. And yeah, that was a good remake in that choice there.
Yeah. It just sucked that it took place just in that apartment complex
Mhm.
because there's way
Yeah.
more going on in Mega
Mega
City,
City,
right? Like
Mega
just
City's a huge yeah. It's Mega City,
that's
right? So there's
that's
always something going on. So yeah, it's
exactly, yeah. So
yeah.
it's just like there has to be more. Like the fact that there
Mhm.
hasn't been more since this movie came out, it just blows my mind because it
Yeah.
was just so awesome.
Mm.
Yeah. RoboCop.
Yeah.
They should
That's a good one.
remake Man on Fire because that's a bad movie. No, I'm just kidding.
You're just picking at us here, Scott. What the
Scott
hell?
just doesn't. He just likes picking my
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah.
I thought of like they should like come out with a new Ninja Turtles movie because
Yeah,
Yeah.
they dropped the ball on that one
yeah.
a little bit. I mean, it got
Uh,
mixed reviews. Some people really liked it. Some
yeah.
people,
Apparently
like
the
me, I
second
was
one's
just kind
better
of
than
like,
the first one, but after watching the first one,
yeah.
didn't really want to watch the second one at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So,
first one I didn't finish. The second one, I'm like, oh, it's a different director,
Yep.
but the effects still look pretty good. I watched the second one, I'm like, okay, well, this is more fun.
Yeah.
And it still got good
That's a,
action.
yeah.
And Bebop and Rocksteady were kind of funny. I like them.
Mhm.
Like, that was kind of cool. But like when they're driving the tank and stuff, it's just so cheesy. And it's like, oh, well, this is what it's supposed to be, right? It's supposed
Yeah.
to
It's
be.
cartoony fun. Like that's the whole point of it, right?
Yeah,
It's
that was
Ninja
pretty
Turtles.
good.
You're
But
trying
it
to
was
make
still missing.
yeah.
it'd be
Yeah.
cool
You're
to
making
see like
Ninja
one
Turtles
that's more like the comic book though, a little
real.
bit more dark and
That's
gritty.
that was my thought too as well. Was like one movie series I enjoyed has always been the Mummy movies with Brendan Fraser. I always
Mm,
love those cheesy
yeah.
ones. But then you look at the original 19 I want to say 47, 48 Mummy Universal Mummy movie where it's a lot much more there's a different tone of movie where it's a serious and more of a like not so much a monster movie, just a more like a man trying to find out his way in life kind of movie. And I want to see that style remade now with that Mummy series instead. That'd be one for me. I want to say.
Right.
Is like, yeah, because that's a good concept of it. Yeah, like you have this royal
excuse
prince
me.
who's
Oh.
brought back to life in a whole new world, and he just wants to find out, who wronged him, and trying to find out what he can do to get ahead again, right? So, and then to me, that's a good concept to have. But now with the Fraser versions, they made it fun, which I was okay with. But then with the Tom Cruise remake, it's like, okay, this is just terrible. You took all the good things, made them worse again. What the hell?
I was gonna say, it's like, how come that franchise hasn't come back? I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
they did. With
They
Tom
did,
Cruise,
and
yeah.
then fucking nosedive so hard.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll make the Dark Universe now. It's like, you fuck that up. You have all these characters, and how'd you fuck
Big
this
time.
up?
Wrecked it on the
Yeah.
first movie. It's like, well, fuck.
Jet bomb.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
There you go. Remake The Room. Okay. I don't know how
Oh
that
God,
would be.
it did. Well, and there. Yeah, we still have to watch that. I still have to see it, nor the James Franco version of it still. So we gotta watch that, The Room first, and then we gotta watch the
James Franco version.
what's the movie they made about it?
Oh, Disaster Artist.
Disaster
That's
Artist.
it. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Disaster Artist is okay.
But The Room is a masterpiece.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Room is.
We'll see, man. Yeah.
It's so bad. It's so good.
I normally watch it. I put my phone like away, far from me, so I can focus on it and to see how fucking terrible it is. Because knowing me, I'll just like, okay, it's dumb, and play on my phone and get distracted or do something stupid.
Oh, you'll be sitting there like this the whole time. You'll just be
I have to
carrying. I
watch,
can't believe I'm watching this, and you're just like so embarrassed for everybody that was a part of the project. You're just like, how can anybody even take this seriously? Oh,
I'm
God.
looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just like to watch. Three's a crowd, Danny. Next one here from Nicole. What are your thoughts on the live-action Disney remakes?
Mm-mm.
Not a fan.
Don't care.
Leave 'em.
Don't care.
I've never seen any of them, I don't think.
Same.
Lion King was okay, but it's the same thing. Just
Mhm.
yeah, but it's the same thing.
So why remake
It's
it?
less fun and less memorable
Mm-hmm.
to me.
Actually...
Jungle Book was good. I really like Jungle Book.
I heard
John
that.
Favreau's Jungle Book. That was really good.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
I just
I guess
Elba as Shere Khan was fucking awesome.
Mhm.
Scary, good stuff. But the other ones,
Yeah,
Aladdin, I watched a bit of it. And I'm like, this is terrible.
I want to see what the Hercules remake is gonna look like.
I know they're doing that one. Oh, geez.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be cool.
because I like
Get Michael Bay to make that one.
Michael Bay. Fuck.
Yeah, action explosions.
There's no.
There's
Titans
no
and shit.
explosions.
Oh
in
yeah,
ancient
sure there
Greece.
are. Titans throwing lava bombs at the city.
Yes,
Come on, man. Hades, and fire, and death.
That's all at the end.
Yeah.
That's true.
He can't save
It's-
it for.
It's a sports movie when you think about it, right?
Can't
He
hold
can
it.
do yeah. He makes sports action comedy
Yeah.
stuff, relationship stuff. He did that in the first Transformers. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh God.
I'm just kidding. He just exposed Megan Fox too much.
Yeah.
Instead.
Bend over this vehicle.
Yeah. Squirt her with mist. Hurry up, the sun's setting.
Yeah.
More sweat, damn it.
More sweat.
People.
Look at me with those eyes. Oh my God, this is a nightmare.
But yeah, Hercules is the only one that I'm kind of looking forward to because
Yeah.
I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, that movie is really good. That was really
I
good. It's one of my
no
favorites.
interest in any of
Danny
them.
DeVito has to reprise his role though.
Oh, yeah.
He'd have to.
Yeah.
At least do a voiceover if he's like an animated goat
That's
thing.
probably
Yeah.
what they'll do because satyrs have to kind of animate for not for him.
Well, if he got
Yeah.
naked for It's Always
He
Sunny in
just needs-
Philadelphia, he
yeah.
would just be shirtless.
like-
Yeah,
Shirtless
he just
with her
needs to be
legs.
like
Guy
and a
pants,
green
yeah.
screen.
has green screen pants or something.
Green
like
pants.
that.
Yeah, that's all he really
Right.
needs. Yeah,
He's
Walks
got little.
around.
little horns. Yeah, fucking hilarious.
He's the best. Or Jack Black could do it too. Even
Yeah,
He would
he'd be
do
all
that,
right.
yeah.
I think. He'd
Yeah.
be good. Look at that. Okay, now let's cast Hercules in the next podcast.
yeah, exactly.
Casting Hercules, yeah.
Casting Hercules. Yeah.
I don't know. To me, those remakes that's just Disney being greedy. There's no reason to make those. They're great as they were before. All you're doing now is just
Animated. Yeah.
telling the same story just to get a profit off nostalgia. You're not adding anything new. And if you are anything new, it's not really like
They're
being-
just modernizing it, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing. They're not changing anything. They're not making like
Even
making it better
new
or
the new Mulan. They did change quite a few things, but
they did.
everything
It
was
was-
for the worst from what I've heard. Like, it's like not enough to make me want to go see it. I was a huge fan of the one in the movie in the '90s, but I have no
Well, it's
interest to
like
see this
almost
new
like two
remake one.
different movies at that
Yeah.
point. Like it's
It just
It
took his
is.
name and
Yeah.
this made something new with it. Same idea
It
with the
is.
RoboCop one. It's just
I'm like, oh, so it's
RoboCop's
not going to
name,
be
but
like
yeah.
when I watched it,
Mhm.
I was like, oh, there's no dragon. Oh, there's no supernatural stuff. But then there was supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
It's like this chick's like running up the walls and like I'm like,
She,
okay,
which
well, how come you can have this but you can't have the
Mhm.
dragon in there? Like, where the fuck is
I
the
thought
dragon?
the trailer showed like, oh, they're finally leaning into the whole like Asian kung fu, like
Yeah.
the crazy dashes and the action. Like, cool, that'd be good to play
Yeah.
off of that. They kind of touch into it, but they don't really go
Yeah,
more into
very
it. Well,
briefly. Like
why? Like,
yeah.
there's no reason why you couldn't just make it a fun kung fu movie. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
but whatever. Yeah,
Yeah. I got halfway through it and I fell asleep watching it. It just
that's
didn't.
sad. That's shouldn't be that
And
way.
how did nobody know that she was a woman? Like it was so bad. It was like, oh god, you guys are dumb.
I'm just like more disappointed that like Disney and I guess like most like just I guess Western films in general have like totally just abandoned 2D hand drawn animation. It's
Yeah.
like,
Which is too bad.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like I think what Princess and the Frog was the last one that they really did.
Yes, yeah, I think that was the
I
last
think
Disney
so.
Studios ones that they did. Yeah, now it's all more CG
Yeah.
on that end there, yeah,
Overlays on it, yeah.
which I get, but at the same time, it's most likely just a workflow. It's like, yeah, it's way easier to do it on the computer than it is to do cell animation frame by frame, right? Which I get, but yeah, it's still like
It just
that
adds a
charm.
whole different charm,
Exactly.
like you say. Yeah,
Mhm.
like I don't know.
Which, unless they can go more into it nowadays, where they can replicate that look and feel, but just do it more modernized, where it's just gonna be just as fast. Nowadays, well, sure, then that's fine then. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just But now everything has to be 3D and CGI and playing into that mode now. So yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Moving on. Nicole also asks if you could go back to a decade in the 1900s, which one would it be? She says she would choose the 1980s.
The 80s.
I think I would agree because like being born in the 90s, it'd be kind of interesting to see what the previous decade was with all the fucking crazy movies and TV shows
80s
coming out at
was
the
That
time.
were coming out. Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
lot going on in the 80s. Like I was born in the 80s, so I missed a lot of the fun
Same,
stuff,
yeah.
but
I didn't really comprehend until the 90s, where that's where we grew up at, right? But with the
Yeah.
80s was a big like shift for movies, entertainment, and for everything else too,
Mhm.
right? So
Mhm.
because that's when TV became more widespread, movie theaters and stuff like that too, and it's syndication became a big thing in the 80s, so it was
Yeah.
easy to share.
Traveling would be a lot easier
Yeah,
too. Just got
yeah,
your driver's license. Okay, go on. See ya. Cool. Get your ID. Okay, off you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
Everything was just so much simpler then.
yeah,
Everybody's smoking everywhere.
yeah. I really don't
Walking
have
into
any.
restaurants and
'Cause everywhere else, pretty much, like I would have to be somewhere at least after the 50s, because like to go somewhere before that, it's either like it's a tough time, two world wars, and then like a depression. Well, like I don't want nothing to do with that stuff. So
yeah.
yeah, it'd
Yeah.
definitely be. I would say 80s is probably the best bet for sure for that. That'd be a fun one to go
80s.
to.
Maybe
Yeah.
The
70s.
60s.
Yeah.
The 60s would be cool too to see.
Yeah.
Just like the lifestyles, the cars and stuff,
Mhm.
and that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But for movie wise and entertainment wise
Yeah,
and
just
stuff coming out, revolutionary stuff happening in the 80s,
Yep.
that'd be cool to see it all kind of,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for the first time. Well, seeing it like that, right?
Mhm.
Going back to Sunshine Video, all the VHS tapes everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do miss those days. Those were fun little waste of time. Just sit there, look at
Yep.
a wall of VHS cassette tapes, and just look at
Literally
the
just go and look at the box cover and just read the backs.
Yeah.
Go to the next one, just read them.
wall.
Yeah.
That's Kids don't experience that nowadays. No, that was a thing.
Bad.
Next one here is from Erin. She asks, I don't know if we've had this one before, but what's your favorite board/card game?
Ooh, I think we might have
Ooh.
touched on it before, but
Did we?
maybe I remember talking about Crip, because that was I think is what I said was Crip.
I think we maybe would have just favorite card game. I don't
Card
know.
Hard
game.
games. I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite
Oh.
board games.
Board games.
Mine was Catan. Like Settlers of Catan was one of my favorites when I was a kid. I really, really enjoyed that game a lot. Because if you had the iron ore, you were king, man. You were gonna win for sure.
I remember as a kid, I always loved like the more elaborate ones. I remember we playing like lots of Mousetrap, and like the ones like with all the stuff going on to it. And then Ryan got at a very young age. I forget what the hell it was called, but essentially it was like you had little catapults and artillery to fire each other's castle. I forget what the hell what the game was called, but it would kind of go up and you would attack the opponent castle and try to defend and everything else or too. And you fire these little catapults balls at each other and to try to destroy each other's bases and move your guys up. I forget what the hell the game was called, but we played that a lot growing up.
Interesting. Never heard of that before.
Oh yeah, these little orange balls you fire at each other and get like lost everywhere. And they still get mad because you find them all over the place and it's like, oh fuck, we were terrible.
You'd almost have to build like barricades around the.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, I was gonna try my if I think of it what the hell it was called. But yeah, we played that for hours and hours. That was like one of the more elaborate board games you could play. Yeah,
I liked Risk a lot, but the problem I had with Risk was that you could have your guys outnumber your enemy 10-1, but if you rolled and you just had bad luck rolling, that one guy can just hold you off and destroy you.
Yeah.
So, but I liked the whole like making allies and double crossing people, and you can do shit like that. Be like, hey, you and me, let's take him on, whatever, right? Okay, truce for this one, and then whatever, right?
Yeah.
That was fun. I liked Risk a lot.
Yeah, I liked Connect 4 was always good.
Oh yeah,
Battleship. That was a nice
Battleship's fun. Yeah. Classic.
I like a good old game of Monopoly every now and then.
Oh yeah, me too. My family, some of my family members refuse to play
because I win all the time. So
yeah, because you're the banker probably.
I mean, these days I am. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you win.
Yeah,
you're stealing 500s like my dad does. So how do you have all this? Like you did not have this money before your turn. Like
no, I had it. Yeah.
It's my salary. It's my salary as a banker.
As a banker, I deserve 500 around.
Yeah,
and as the banker, I get a cut or a
10% of what?
A discount on
your hotel fees. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Monopoly's good.
It's cutthroat. It's cutthroat, man.
It is. People get mad usually, so yeah.
Yeah, just type in YouTube Monopoly flip outs. Fuck. Those are the best. Those are good.
Yeah. Risk is like that too. Like if you're playing with friends or something like that.
You fuck somebody over?
Or like somebody gets eliminated like super early. They'd be like,
oh yeah.
They'd just be like stewing the whole night.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I wanted to play.
Fuck this up, bud. Yeah. Actually, we should get that game and play that. That'd be fun.
I suck at that game.
We should record a game of us playing it, 3 of us playing Risk. Or Monopoly, even. Scumbags. Just make like a highlight video. We'd never talk to each other again.
No,
these gentlemen would just disband. we can't do this anymore.
No, fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Is this
where the fuck
end
get that
of
money
the
from?
Esteemed gentlemen?
Yep.
Tune in next
It ends with.
I can see the thumbnail. Scott just throwing the board like this.
Yeah.
Pieces everywhere. The table made hair click. I can see it.
And last question I have here is from my mother. She asks, "What's the worst injury you've ever had?"
Probably when I hairline fractured my my femur or my stub. I guess it was a whole up the whole length of the stub and couldn't consider walk for a good month and a bit. I hurt to move for a while or two. Yeah, I was getting piggyback ride. I got dropped, and then I landed square on the end of my stub, and then it caused a hairline fracture all the way up the stub and cracked it. And it hurt for a while. I remember I had to like move on the ground with like the one cheek out on the air and keep it straight and kind of hobble around that way for most of the summer. It was right in the summertime too. I think it was maybe grade 5 or 6.
Christ.
And yeah, it hurt. And you couldn't put a cast on it too because it's a hairline, so it's not like an actual thing you can bandage and cast up. So I had to kind of deal with it for.
Don't touch it. Yeah. Don't fucking move.
it was sore for a while still, and so.
Oh god.
Yeah, but that's been it so far. Surprisingly, for someone who's always active and moving on their ground, using their hands for everything, that's kind of been it so far. So yeah.
I've never, luckily, knock on wood, I've never really broken anything. My nose got bent a little bit because I got a direct line from a baseball when I was younger.
Wow.
I was playing with my parents. They were practicing in Boscombe, and one of the heavy hitters on their team, Danny, he was like the one that would just like launch the ball. He just fucking crank him, but he hit it kind of like straight, so it was like a line drive. And I was just playing in between left and right field, I guess, rover or whatever.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't have very quick reflexes. I don't know how old I was. So the ball like took a nasty bounce, and I went to put my glove in front of it, and I just went directly right in the
Ooh.
nose. I just went poof, like swung my head around, and I kind of cupped it, and then everybody was looking at me. I'm like, okay, don't cry, don't cry. And I was like, holy Christ! And then blood was literally pumping out of my nose,
Ah.
like just pumping out. I'm like holding it, and I saw all the blood, and then I'm just like, oh, my mom's like, oh, are you okay? Come on, let's take you to the hospital. I'm like, as soon as I was in the van, and I was like holding my nose, and we had like towels and stuff like that, then I started crying. I cried like almost the whole way to St. Paul to the hospital,
Yeah.
and the doctor's like, yeah, it's not broken, it's just severely twisted. So
Ew.
yeah, that was a good one.
How weird. Twisted.
Yeesh.
I'm like,
I
how
got
does
it. I got
bone
it
twist?
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Not bone.
it
It's
was broken.
cartilage.
You just couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cartilage. You
yeah,
know, it's
not
not
this, but
bone.
it was like right there, man.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
if it would have been direct hit, would have been shoved right into my brain, probably. Just
Fuck.
nailed me, man. It hit me hard, like took me right off my feet. Just like, ooh.
I broke my collarbone in grade 10. We were playing in gym class. We were playing flag football, and one of my friends on the other team was running the ball, and I like reached out because he was gonna run past me. So like reached out to grab his flag as he ran past me, but then like another person like came in, like to cut him off. So then he like cut towards me at like the last second, and my like arms just stretched out and just like ran like right into my arm and went bam.
Oh,
And then I was like, oh, and then I like felt like got knocked down to the ground. I was like, oh frick, that hurt. And then I was like, oh, you all right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine or whatever. And then I got up, and then like they ran pretty much the exact same play the next thing. So he's like running by me again, and then I was just like, like barely like couldn't move my arm, and I was like, oh, okay, something's wrong here.
Uh-oh.
And then
it ain't working anymore.
yeah, so I was like, I like went over to my gym teacher. I'm like, I think I dislocated my shoulder or something like that. So like, and then I went and grabbed my mom because she worked at the high school there. And then he's like, we need to go to the hospital because I think I dislocated my shoulder. And then we got x-rays. He's like, no, you broke your collarbone. So I was in a
Yeah,
sling for like 6 weeks or something like that. So
yeah, yeah. Collarbones are not fun, man.
no.
Those are not fun. I remember one of our classmates broke his collarbone. Holy man.
Mhm.
Yeah, quadding accident, I guess. And he came with a sling, and then somebody came up behind him and pat him on the back and hit him. And he's
Right,
like,
right,
ah!
It was funny because I remember the next day I showed up in class or whatever, and we had English first thing in the morning. And for some reason, like, we were talking about karma, and like our English teacher's like, who here believes in karma? And then I like shook my head. It's like, Scott, why don't you believe in karma? It's like, I didn't do anything wrong, and I got my collarbone broken.
Right?
And everybody just started laughing. It's like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
that's the worst one I've ever had.
Yeah.
Other than
hopefully
that,
it's
yeah, I've
only
never
one I-
broken any other bones or twisted. And
Mhm.
well, I jammed like a lot of fingers playing like football.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff,
the same. I
Yeah.
always jam and screw up my hands every now and then, but nothing like seriously broken or busted now.
Yeah, I dislocated my thumb, but I just put it back in like it was like a reflex thing. I just quickly snapped it back in.
Yep.
But that didn't hurt at all. That was just like pure adrenaline. I was like
Yeah.
lifting up something for somebody, like a hydraulic pump, and my thumb just kind of popped out and like touched my arm. Like it just kind of went like this. I'm like, ah! I'm like, take it, take it. I'm like looking at my thumb, and I just grabbed it and clicked it back in. So now whenever I like push on something with my thumb, I feel like it's gonna let go now. So I don't think I put it back in properly, but it still works. Like
The fuck?
I don't know. It
Fuck.
was weird, man.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt. I'm just like, I almost fainted too, seeing that my freaking thumb just flopping by my arm. I'm like, oh
Jeez.
my god. I'm like,
I remember another time, like I didn't actually get injured from this, but I got like the wind knocked out of me. We were playing Chinese baseball inside the gym, and so the way like it worked is we had like those like big blue mats in the corners of the gym, and those were the bases, and you could steal from first to second or whatever. That was the only thing you could steal. And our gym teacher was just like, all right, you guys play. And he was like in his office doing work or something. And then like, of course, when the gym teacher is like not there, that's when like some nefarious shit starts going down. Cheating
every
happens.
time.
And there's like this big guy, like back in grade 10, I was a lot skinnier. Like, I was actually like a decent looking guy, but like this guy was huge. Like, he was a fat kid. All right. I just wanted to say that because I wasn't a fat kid at that time, but he was a fat kid, and
Right.
so I'm like, we're all like joking around or whatever, and then like he was like threatening to body check people who were like gonna steal from first to second, especially like this one friend of mine. So this guy wasn't moving, but I didn't think he was gonna do anything to me. So
Yeah.
like I started running, and then like he just like boom hit me, and like it's right up against the wall, like a brick wall,
Yeah.
and there was like the change room doors there, so I ended up like getting like body checked into like the corner of the door frame of the brick wall there. And yeah, just
Oh.
like I ended up like hitting the side of my like face and like my arm and stuff like that, and just like boom, and I just remember like being on the ground. I'm like, like just had like the wind knocked out of me, and everybody just froze inside the gym, and
Oh
the
my.
gym teacher came and was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
You little cretins.
Yeah.
Goddamn, Savage.
Uh,
Just yeah.
Speaking of getting the wind knocked out of you, I do have one more that really fucked me up. I probably did break something, but just never got it checked out.
Mm-hmm.
But in junior high, I think we were. We used to go to the big soccer field goalie things, like the big metal frame ones, and there'd be like 5 or 6 of us would like flip it, and we'd hold on, and it would like
Oh
pull us up
yeah,
off the
yeah.
ground. So we all just be like, it was so dangerous, man. We would
Oh
like
yeah.
all the way be like, everybody, 1, 2, 3, lift. We like, we're all struggling. We'd lift it up, and then we'd hold on and go flying up to the top, right? And it was kind of fun. We'd flip it back and just kept doing that like every recess. And I was like, oh man, I want to do that one more time. So the recess bell rang, and my friend at the time, he was like, let's do it one more time. The two of us, we can do it. And he was a fucking tough guy. So he's like, okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. We're like, oh, and we're struggling. And I was like holding onto it. So we lifted it, and I was holding onto it by myself. He let go, and I went flying up, and
Jesus.
and I went up like those guys in the Olympics that flip around. So I was like up, and my hands slipped. So I was like head first coming down, and my legs were up in the air. I landed right on top of my head and almost
Oh
sucked
my
my own dick. Like I folded so hard. I'm like, hello. And I was laying there, and I couldn't breathe for almost like 2 minutes. Like, and my friend was like laying on the ground laughing so hard at me. He's like, you were like fucking 10 feet in the air, man. Like you were just. And he's like, you okay? I'm like, I can't breathe. Oh, my chest and my back and my neck. I'm like, oh. Freaking because I felt like everything crack. I folded so hard, man. Like full clam. It was incredible. And I'm pretty sure I must have broken something because, well, just a few years ago, we took our first aid class, and one of the ladies that was teaching was a paramedic. And she's like, how many of you have broken your collarbone? And then a couple of us did. And it's like, did you not? Most of you probably have, but you didn't realize it. Like, there's a little bump that's in your collar that you can feel. So she went to me, and she was like, oh, you've broken your collarbone before. And I'm like, when the fuck would I have done that? And I thought about that day, like when I was really little. I'm like,
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what caused that. Like, it was pretty wild.
It must have been just like a hairline or something, because like
It had
I
to have
could not
been.
move my arm at all, like for when I
Yeah.
broke mine. Like it was
Yeah.
basically like you can move like that far,
That's it.
like a little bit, like up
Oh,
here.
oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's about all
That's my
for
fear.
significant.
That's my greatest fear right now. It's like if
yeah,
I
I
injure myself
guess.
so much, even I can't move. Like I'm fucked.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I try to be extra cautious when it comes to stuff like that because, like, yeah, and of course I played hockey for years, and I'm like, oh yeah, it'd be fun. And then, like, what if I get injured one day and get really fucked up and I can't move and I can't even drive home?
You would probably like
Fuck.
need somebody to fucking help you, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm like, that's the last thing I want is someone like to wait on to help me on hand. Like, yeah, no, that's
right?
not gonna. So I'd be trying to be extra careful if I could, because fuck,
Fuck
that would
yeah.
suck. That would
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah.
Hmm.
one more quick story here because
Okay.
this isn't about me getting injured, but one of my friends got injured, and it was
Okay.
literally like a week after I broke my collarbone in gym class, because we were playing flag football at that time, but I think it was like raining outside or something that day, so we were playing indoor soccer inside the gym, and like the same thing, that like brick wall with the change room doors were there, so like the ball ended up kind of like going into the door frame there. My friend goes over and like tries to kick the ball out of the door frame, ends up like kicking the ball as hard as he can, pretty much. He kicks the ball, and the ball just kind of goes like whoop, and like goes up as he kicks it, and he just like full on kicks the door frame as hard as he can, and then he just like like starts limping away, and I'm sitting on like the stage because like I can't play or anything, so I'm just like I just start laughing because I'm like, you dumbass just kicked the door frame as hard as possible, and like ended up breaking his toes, so he was like in a cast for a while after that.
Oh.
It was yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I do have one more quick story. Speaking of broken
Okay.
toes, friends. Okay.
Yeah, give her.
Oh god, there's so many injury stories that have just come back to me just from school, man. All just from school. We convinced one of our friends and classmates to play basketball with us. It took a lot of convincing. So it was like his first game playing. We got a jersey his size because he's a bigger guy, and we had air hockey table in the cafeteria, and he was playing with another friend of mine, and he was getting his ass kicked before one of our games. And he's like, "You fucking bastard, you cheated." So he took his fist and he smacked the air hockey table, and it fell and landed right on the ends of his toes and fucking destroyed all of his toes. He's like, ah, he's just screaming. I'm like looking over, everybody's like looking like, what the fuck? He's like, he couldn't move because those air hockey tables weighed like 500 pounds, man. Like they were so heavy. So our friend goes over, he's trying to lift it. He can't lift it by himself. So like 3 or 4 of us run over there and we lift him up, and he's like, oh, he like sits down. There's blood coming out of his socks and everything. Like,
shit.
he has to get his nails removed every couple of months because they're so fucked up, and he had to wear these special shoes that he looked like these big clodhopper, massive old man shoes all the time because he'd be like walking. He looked like a clown with these huge clodhoppers, man. Like it was so fucking like poor bastard, but also so fucking funny. The one time he's gonna play sports, and that's what happened. Fuck, it was incredible, man. And he shows me his toes too. Like I don't think he has nails on his toes anymore. Like, I think they just got surgically removed and that was it. Because they tried to like do surgeries so his nails could grow back, but they were so fucked. Like broke the bones too, like all of them. Just like how perfect is that? It landed like directly on his toes, man.
That's karma.
That is karma. Something, yeah. I think that was karma a little bit,
Yeah.
but no, I'm just kidding. No,
Nah.
poor bastard.
Poor bastard. Yeah.
Poor fucking bastard. That sucked. I was just like, oh, yeah.
Radio. Well, that was a fun discussion there.
Yeah, it was a good
That
one.
was a good one. Yeah. Injuries.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's gonna do it for this episode of the podcast. Bit of announcement, I guess. We are thinking of doing Ask Us Anything once a month, probably like the first Monday of every month, I think.
Yeah.
Simply because we don't get a whole lot of questions. If people really listen to who's asking the questions every week, it's
the same ones.
It's Cameron and basically my family, because before we record, I go, hey, do you guys have some questions for us? And bless them for helping us make the show. But
yes,
it's been a bit of a struggle these last couple weeks for them to come up with questions, and I've been starting to feel a little bad and that sort of thing. So I figured we do this, once a month. That way, other people, if you come up with a question, you can submit it at any time, and we'll save it until the next round, and you can submit as many questions as you want, no limit. So yeah, we would appreciate that. We'll figure out what we're going to be doing on Mondays. Either it might just be regular topics, or we might figure something else to do. We shall see. But
yes,
constantly changing this podcast.
That's right. Yeah, but ask us a question. Just do it.
Just do it. Just go to Facebook, message us.
Yeah, just ask us anything, whatever.
Yeah, literally anything.
Yep.
That's gonna do it. Thank you so much for watching. If you've been watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. And if you've been listening on a podcast service such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify, give us a positive rating and subscribe to the feed. That would help us out. And of course, like I said, go to our Facebook page, like the page, and leave us a question. We'd really appreciate it.
Yes,
we will be back here Wednesday for a regular topic. We will figure that out eventually. But until then, adios. We'll see you later.
See you guys.
Cheers.